So this is kind of roughly what I have so far. This is just a ball bearing track that's going to be assembled below the dome. And this is most of the main dome assembly. Obviously there's going to be some of this black paneling that's going to fit up at the top here. And then of course these nice side crevices. Going to have some detail parts that'll fit right in kind of like so. And then all these holes on the front main face are going to be for the eye pieces, some of which are upstairs. So that's kind of what I have roughly assembled. Oh yeah, and this is going to be the display assembly. And what's going to the way it's going to work is we're going to have a big, we're going to cut this dowel to size. There's going to be a big central dowel that'll run all the way to the top of that main dome there. And that will kind of act as the center point. Parts that I want to be done will be done by May 4th. Even if I have to stay up till early in the morning. I am prepared to do that. That's that. May the 4th madness is upon us. It's going to be an interesting journey. Crunch time. What I was doing was I was assembling the very last 3D printed pieces on this model, and this is basically the upper track to the ball bearing assembly. Basically, I guess the way that the neck of this model is set up is that the way the head rotates is that it's actually two parts. They're sandwiched together, and in between those parts is a set of ball bearings on a track. And so basically as the dome rotates, it rotates all these ball bearings that go around the track, so it makes a nice smoother movement with a lot less friction. It shouldn't have any issues if I do this right. If I don't do this right and if it catches somewhere, well, it could destroy plastic gears inside that motor, and that motor would be kaput. So, but oh well, there's only one way I'll find out. No time to buy a better motor. In the end, it's crunch time now, and it is my duty as a diehard Star Wars fan to finish this or blow up trying. So, I cannot wait to have this in a much more finished piece, and I really hope that motor works out, because if it all works out nicely, this piece is going to be really cool. So, the risk will be worth it, and I will take as much time as I need until that morning panel.
So Sean, welcome to your checkpoint number 4 for your applied piece and your project completion. Could you tell us about your applied piece, please?
My applied piece is basically an animatronic R5 dome from Star Wars, and what it's meant to be, how it ties into my project, is it's meant to be a real-life example of a physical animatronic robotic piece. And animatronics are relevant to the film industry, and the reason why is that they allow actors to interact with something much more feasible rather than like a ball and stick on a green screen. And so generally the quality of the acting is much better. And in addition to that, it's also really useful for just overall just effects of the film. So this is an example of one of the ways robotic technology has impacted the film industry. I had all kinds of fun, particularly with another kind of robot that works in the film industry, which is the 3D printer. That destroyed a week of my senior project work time.
Mm-hmm.
It took out an entire week.
How many different pieces is this that you had to do, and what's inside there that the camera can't see?
There is a stepper motor that I used also some quick setting epoxy to specially set a 3D printed gear piece that meshes with the inner gear ring here. And so the idea is that that motor turns and kind of walks the dome around in a circle. These big wedges, there were times where I was running 3 of these on a single print. 24-hour print jobs, some of them were 20-hour print jobs, some of them were 18. Pretty standard that all of my prints were above 10. There's actually an entire body out there that I can build for this. And so over the summer maybe, I might just finish out the rest of this guy, get him working really nice.
So you clearly demonstrates application of research.
Yes.
Provides insight into an answer for the EQ. Demonstrates original thinking and new learning. I think you've shared that is, I mean...
Too much. Too much.
Now, have you had a chance to share this with an appropriate audience?
I'm gonna, if it's okay, just have them come to my period 3 class, because that's a class that I think would benefit from it, and I needed it to be together.
Very good.
All right, you're good.
You're good.
That's cool.
From a software standpoint, it is definitely ready. Here's the pain in my backside, and the reason why I currently only have 3 hours of sleep. Overall, I'm pretty thrilled because all the electronics are Arduino Kit electronics that I was able to cobble together. This piece functions pretty decently. I'm going to need to make some minor tweaks and adjustments to also pretty it up with a good coat of paint. And I'm looking forward to truly finishing this guy up and making him look pretty.